Hello and welcome to the bearded version of me. Those of you who like my Superhumans Facebook page or follow me on Twitter at the lovely Rob will know that there was no video last week because I was in mourning for the loss of one of my dear little pugs who very unexpectedly passed away just over a week ago, and absolutely broke my heart. So this Anis horribilis continues, and it really is quite unbelievable. I took the week to grieve. As any pet owner watching this will know, the passing of a pet is absolutely heartbreaking, and their part in your life is, particularly for Brits, is much more than just a pet. They are part of the family, and for those of you who have pets and don't have children, I think you will understand this on another level, because they are a child substitute, and although you know that your pet is going to pass away before you, and you can prepare to an extent for that, when it actually happens, it's devastating, and it's, I can honestly say, was the hardest thing that I had to do when I buried my who would have been 12-year-old next month, little Bean. And things that I did realise, that I understand why in days of old people used to dig graves for their loved ones, because digging a grave is, I suppose it links in with everything that I do. Physicality, being physical when you're dealing with deep emotions, it's so helpful. Sobbing your heart out while digging a grave is very cathartic. It's incredibly helpful to the grieving process, and yes, very challenging. But it surprised me actually how healing that process has been. And gosh, it's a busy lane today. So the other thing that I thought, we don't talk about these sorts of things in public. We don't share with people often the thoughts that go through our head when someone very dear to us dies. And I suddenly realised after I'd buried Bean that the reason I like cremation is because that whole night I was awake, thinking, what if I'd buried her alive? What if she actually wasn't dead? Now, she'd been at the vets for 8 hours, deceased, and I'm sure that if there was any remote chance of her being alive, then the vets would have noticed that. But still, that thought of, but what if they actually weren't dead? What if they were alive? And I've spoken to people since, and I'm not the only person to think this, so I thought it was worth sharing that. I think that's completely natural and normal, whether it's a pet or whether it's a human. It's a natural thought. Crikey, I wonder if there's a diversion or something. This road's really busy today. So I just, and wow, grief. There's been a lot of grief this year, and for myself and my loved ones, and I was beginning to wonder whether I'd run out of tears. I'm pleased to say I wasn't short of tears, and they flowed very freely. And I did. I took time out. I took time to be upset. I took time to grieve, and spend time with my remaining pug, Bear, who also grieved, and we shared a couple of nights, lay in the kitchen, being sad together. She's now got a new routine. She's settled in. She's quite happy, and actually I'm okay. We're both okay. I miss Bean, and I think about her a lot, and I still shed a little tear. But I'm actually enjoying the memories of her when she was fit and well and healthy and alive, and I wouldn't swap any of the 11 years that I got to enjoy her for this heartbreaking moment. So yeah, and I think really what's my message here? My message here is to feel, face up to pain, face up to grief, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to grieve. If you interrupt that process, it will go on and on and on and on. And actually also something I think that I recognised was the longest process in this incident was I had 2 days of shock because it was so unexpected. So it took a couple of days before I'd even processed that it had happened. So never underestimate that, never underestimate shock. It's the denial phase, it's the first phase of the grieving process. Again, if you pop on my website, www.super-humans.com, I've got the grieving process up on my website as part of one of my blogs. So pop and have a look at that if it's something you're experiencing. But so yeah, so this year continues to challenge, but I'm doing okay, and I'm seeking out the bright spots, and that's all you can do. Remember, there are I said this before, there are two things in life. There are things you can control and things that are out of your control, and focus on what's in your control. Do what you can do. As for the rest of it, sometimes you just have to let things happen and just sit with what is. And you can plan for the future, and you can visit the past with joyous and sad moments. As long as you don't reside there, be present, be now, plan for the future, know that plans change, and just embrace what you've got while you've got it. I'm really glad to say I did that, and everything that I've done in this process during this particularly difficult time, I'm amazed yet again at my resilience. I'm amazed at the strength that as human beings we find in difficult times, and yeah, it's a good thing. So listen, anyway, I'm going to get off. So have yourself a super week, and I will catch up with you very soon. Okay, you take care of yourself. All the best. Bye.